Hello to Emerging Trends in Digital Marketing, the NC Web Dev Digital Marketing Series webinar. It's Thursday, and again, here we are. This week, we want to talk about how to stay ahead of the game, stay ahead. But let's give people another minute to get their notifications, get involved, get in. And today is going to be another fun information overload half hour. So get ready for the ride. Get a drink, take a sip, adjust your volumes on your headphones. Make sure you're ready to go and get the information. So here we go. Emerging Trends in Digital Marketing. Welcome to the NC Web Dev Digital Marketing Series webinar. Coming at you on Thursday at 2 p.m. Let's get on with it. The first emerging trend is artificial intelligence. Who would have thought? I said that right at the start in my New Year's message. I said 2023. If you look it up backwards, look into history. I said 2023 will be the year of AI. And I guess we could spend the next hour or two talking about this, but the time is limited. I want to keep this under a half an hour. And so I'm just going to go through some of the stuff that this involves and what, the basic introduction to what it is, so you know what you're dealing with. I mean, there's so much written about it. So it's crazy, and the competition is big, and I've talked about it a couple of times. So anyway, types of systems, how many are there and what can they do? The one is supervised learning. Well, supervised learning basically means that you are involved. You take either an AI or a machine learning device or tech, and you start teaching it. The way you do it is you train the model on giving it preset data sets, and it's got a certain intent that you want to, and you want it to make predictions, you want it to analyze the data, but it only analyzes for a specific purpose and in a specific way with a specific data set that you give it, the creators provided. The next one we have is, of course, the other one of these two, and it's the unsupervised learning. That basically means it's generic. It's just something that you give it any set of data sets, and you're not looking for a particular outcome. So it's unsupervised. The AI just is free to do what it wants. It can reach anywhere. You give it access, and it just creates stuff on its own. I mean, it has no particular objective. It just does, it just goes through life or its lifespan, just doing what it wants. The next one is reinforcement learning, which again, what that does is it's basically you give it a set of parameters to work with. Then there's a group of testers or developers, and they sort of role play where one gives a question and the other one answers it, and then that answer gets graded. And then the same thing goes for the AI later, where it has the trainers of the AI ask the AI a question, and then they are rated, and then the AI learns, okay, well, this is not what I'm supposed to say, this is what I'm supposed to say. So that's the basic, that's what the reinforcement is. And the more people, and then as it goes into the public, the more, of course, the public reinforces that answer, saying, oh yeah, this is good, this is not good. It sort of that's how it learns. I mean, it develops its own personality and stuff. You probably read a lot about it too. And so, how Bing AI is taking on negative personalities. Well, no. The people who are using it are giving it the negative personalities. The AI is only AI. It's only a robot, and it does what it's told, and then it reacts the way it was taught to react. She doesn't come up with its own stuff. I would have said something else, but, we have a webinar, not a pub talk show. The next one is deep learning. Deep learning is a type of neural network that involves multiple layers of processing. It's often used for tasks such as image recognition, speech recognition, and natural language processing. This is kind of sort of what ChatGPT does, but it's not a machine learning system. It is more of an artificial intelligence, but it's of course built on this neural network, and it, again, so it kind of dips into both, and then it's of course supervised, where a lot of people came up with some statistics or some discovery, including me, have discovered some of the bias that it has. Well, of course it's biased because it's been made by man, it's been reinforced by man, and so the more people on one whatever opinion, so don't just use the word political, but yeah, it's on one side of the political spectrum, they say one thing and the other one says another thing, but if 2,000 of them say one thing, only 5 say the other, well, it's going to lean that way. So it's not really, it's not about the truth, it's about the reinforcement of it. So it's a little tough to understand, but like everything you find out at these AI, with these AI models, always look at the creator, always look at where the data set comes from. And the generative adversarial networks is a type of deep learning model that involves 2 neural networks working against each other. One network generates fake data and the other network tries to distinguish the fake data from the real data. GANs are often used to tasks such as image and video generation. Again, it's kind of like, I've been talking about that in the past, where the images get, now we get lawsuits from I forget which one of those it was, but it was either Shutterstock or the other ones that, plenty of the other ones that are now saying, oh, well, this image is where your program is learning for free on something that we've made available to the public. So we should get some, you're creating free images with something we have to pay for and stuff. So it's a lot of the authorship rights are still in question, and will be for a while. Artificial Intelligence Part 2, AI and digital marketing. How do these help you? That's the biggest question. Now that we've done the few-minute introduction, let's see how you could use the AIs to get ahead, to stay ahead of the curve of the game, to stay ahead of the competition. Number one rule before I get into these 4, don't take everything literally. Don't just copy and paste the material and think, oh yeah, well, I have general personalized content. No, because if the target group is similar that you asked for, ChatGPT will create the same thing 5 times. For example, me and my son, when we were actually preparing this one, we used some parts of it and he generated on his computer, I generated on my computer. Those texts were pretty much similar. I was like, okay, well, there you go. That's your personalization. It's like the same for everybody, but different because it's from a different computer. So yeah, this don't rely on it. Don't think it's the alma mater of everything. I mean, it's not the alpha and omega of life. Take all these things as a useful help, but not as the ultimate tool creating content tool to create your best stuff ever, because everybody else is gonna have the same thing. And we always talk about when you want to stand out, you got to be unique. So personalization, the way personalization works in this case, you can use AI, is you can get the experience to customers, provide, like your website can provide the content or provide something, provide information or product based on their behavior and preferences. It could take into account things like browsing history, purchase history, and social media activity. So that's done through cookies in your browsers. If you clear them often enough, they're not going to track you that much. But AI is used to, Facebook is big on this. That's basically their biggest moneymaker. Just before now, they announced the subscription like Elon Musk is using. So now Facebook is going that way as well. Gee, everybody criticized Musk for that. Now, what are they going to do? Everybody's going to fire Zuckerberg? Oh, well, Anyway, chatbots. This is where it becomes really useful. Like if you use an AI model to generate customer service and support questions, because it can solve a lot of issues and saves you a lot of time. It does, but you always need to leave in there the if you have any other issue other than this, then contact directly a customer representative. But the generic stuff, for frequently asked questions like, what do I find this button? Why do I find this service? You don't have to do all that. It saves you a lot of time. So that's where chatbots come in. And personalized products, of course, they can offer, because it'd be like, oh, well, I'm looking into this product, and the chatbot can just say, listen, this is something that's similar to what you're looking for, but I know that you mention, or in your profile it says you're this and this, you're this 65 years old, for example. Well, there you go. This product will probably be better for you because of your age. Whether it's invasion of privacy and stuff, well, that's kind of like you go in someplace and you provide information. Like if you want to buy shoes, you got to give your foot measured anyway. So, except this happens online. Content creation. I kind of touched upon that before. It's great. It's great to create product descriptions, for example. Social media posts. Said that before. Don't get too big on that, and use it as an outline. Don't use it as a full finished product. And email marketing messages. That's where it comes in really great, I think, because when I create email marketing messages, you always try to like make it sound nice and stuff, but then you want to say it in plain language, and it's always hard to come up with that exact spin. And by using AI generated email messaging for certain types of situations, whether it's webinar follow-ups, emails and stuff, it's always good to get a second opinion, whereas I don't have to bother 5 other people. I just ask ChatGPT, it gives me an email, and then I just customize it. And then, okay, well, this is a good idea, but I don't like this, so I'll take this out of stuff. So that's how you work with it. Predictive analysis is a big one. It's identify trends and patterns in customer behavior to make data-driven decisions, identify new customer segments, and optimize marketing campaigns for better performance. Basically, you run a couple of campaigns, and you see where you got the best reaction. Of course, you could do this manually, but then when you have, let's say, 10,000 data points to follow, the AI is very good at that. And it's always going to surpass humans because we can overlook something, and it takes a lot of time. So to set up some campaigns, especially on a larger scale, it's very good. It's very useful. And now to the most fun one. Influencer marketing. It's really not an emerging trend, but the thing about influencer marketing is, does everybody understand this? Do you know what I mean? It's almost like a profanity word. It's like, oh, I'm an influencer. What is that? Well, it's the guy that does nothing but just generates money on YouTube. I think the biggest stereotype for influencers is a YouTuber. Or it's like, well, you got your YouTube channel, so you're an influencer. No. There's definitions to that, and also there's different, just like websites and just like target audience, there's different influencers that are useful for different company sizes, different presentations, different areas, market segments, different products and everything. So influencer marketing, basically the common categories is, you think you have 200 followers, 300 followers. Well, I want to be an influencer. Well, if you really want to be an influencer, the influencing starts at 1,000. And you know how it works with SIM cards, where you have a smaller SIM card, and a nano SIM card. So just imagine that. If you remember the old ones, they were like a full credit card. Those were the first ones ever. Then they just took out the little square. Then they cut it shorter. And now they cut it into a nano, which is just basically the metal. So yeah, that smallest one. If you have 1,000 followers, you're only starting. So if you have a couple of hundred, you think you want to be an influencer. No, that's not where it starts. And for example, me, I got over 1,000 followers on my Instagram just for fun, and I'm still not an influencer. I don't really want to be. It's just, when I get into, it's a specific type of product, and what I do is I do marketing, develop websites, I do the overall stuff, but to be an influencer, it's not that much fun for me. I like posting pictures. I like interacting with people, but to get 50,000 followers, you gotta have a special kind of persona to do that, and you want to be publicly well famous and known, and it's not such a great thing. Anyway, that's for me. People love it. But if you find somebody, like what I want to talk about more here is like, how do you find it? What is it good for? So if you get somebody from 1 to 10,000 followers, those guys are good. But you got to be careful when looking for the right person, because it's kind of like from 1 to 10,000, you could get results, but you want somebody, for example, we're in Raleigh. So if I want to get somebody to get to know my product, I would find an influencer based in Raleigh with a lot of Raleigh followers. So I kind of want to check out like who's commenting on his thing, who's interacting, where is he reaching. If he's reaching people in Thailand, and he's got 5,000 or even 10,000 followers, it's probably not the greatest market for a small-time influencer. So, So for nano influencers, they're great because they're affordable, but you got to be really careful where and who you pick. Micro influencers, 10 to 50,000. Those are the nice guys. That's where influencing basically starts, is at 10,000. I mean, 1,000 is really insignificant, but 10,000 is a good reach. Again, they're sort of still affordable in a way, not as much as nano, but they're affordable. And with 10,000 and more, it brings in the authenticity and credibility. So you may want to look at that level and discuss prices and possible, barter trades, whatever you want to do. I mean, that's where that is. It's like if you don't have at least, if you have a 10 to 50,000 followers, then at that point, again, you want to take a look at like where they are really, but they are going to be more spread out. It's not going to be just 50,000 people following somebody from one city, and yeah, the micro influencers, they're probably pretty close to the nano. You're going to get some local results, and you want to focus on somebody in a specific market. So, you raise your brand awareness, but you also want to basically do the direct sales, more like having affiliate marketing going with that guy or something, a girl. Then you got finally the macro influencers. That's like I would say the biggest group, because that's 50,000 to 1 million. Only reason is that over 1 million is very few, but 50,000, that's what helps you drive the traffic to your website. That's what helps businesses grow their brand. That's where it happens. This is the best type of influencer if you can afford it. If your business is big enough, you don't care about conversion. Literally, like oh well, you're gonna get maybe 1,000, 5,000 hits on your website, but only one sale, maybe. But you're raising brand awareness. At that point, you're not investing into a direct sales thing. You're investing into brand awareness. Brand awareness is important as much as anything else as you grow, but it's not important for a startup, for example. And then you have the mega influencers. Mega influencers, that's a follower over 1 million, basically reserved to movie stars, David Beckham, Cristiano Ronaldo, that type of stuff. What they will help you do, again, everybody's going to know you if they post you on Instagram, of course. Well, everybody and their grandmother. But again, it's a matter of affordability and whether it's really good, whether that's something that you can handle your business in volume-wise and finance-wise, investment. It doesn't make sense. So, those are the basic ones. But they do work. You just got to be careful about selecting these guys, selecting the right ones to work with. We may actually do a separate webinar on this altogether because it's just way too much information. Video marketing. Video marketing is awesome. How do you do engaging videos? I mean, we talked about it. I've already spent one seminar on it, how YouTube is overtaking Facebook and LinkedIn, Instagram in popularity, because most traffic now is people just watch videos over anything else that is out there. So if you really want to drive the traffic, you need the videos, and you need to embed them on your website and stuff. And we talked about all that in the past. So if you look at the past webinars, look at it, find out, or we can have another session about it, or contact us and let's talk what can video do for you. Anyway, if you're looking into the video segment, it's a bit more expensive, but this is the top ones that are now viewed on all across all platforms, but generally most of this data comes from YouTube. Music videos is the number one watched. So, but that's kind of like not useful to you, because if you don't sell to artists or make music videos, then you're not going to make a music video for a car repair shop or for a restaurant. It's just the investment would be too huge, and the return, the singing waiters, for example, okay, but is it the right thing for you? Gaming videos, that's a big one amongst the kids. So, you can make a gaming video. If you're trying to sell a product to kids, you may want to look at that one, because that one, if you like to play games, if you sell games, if you sell accessories, for example. So yeah, definitely if you try and drive that audience, the target audience, you do a gaming video. Gaming videos usually like online streams where you can play and you play online, other people watch you. I never understood how people get so engaged in it, but I guess as a little kid, I was, there's always that one kid playing and 3 others watching. So that's remained, only now it happens online. The most popular useful marketing videos, I think, is how-to and DIY, do-it-yourself videos. For example, there's a whole special thing called unboxing. unboxing is like the top one. I think when I was looking at these studies, it was like unboxing video for iPhone X was 225 million views by one company, of course, one influencer, but it's, you know, the views were of course a lot more, but for multiple from different, of course, authors. But unboxing videos is a big thing. It definitely is. And it's a growing market because people love watching unboxing. So if you're selling a product, any kind of product, whether it's car tires, whether it's, again, computers, whether it's whatever, I mean, you know, you name it, you want to show unboxing videos on your website because that's right under that product. I mean, that's what Amazon and all the other guys are doing a lot as well. Their job is a little easier because the users, they kind of do it for them, and then they just use that or whatever, and then they pay them as influencers. But yeah, that's unboxing is a big thing. Most viewed video types, comedy videos. Everybody loves a good joke. Got to be politically correct unless your name is Chris Rock, but but no, it's or George Carlin. But yeah, comedy videos are good. For business promotion purposes, yeah, a nightclub or something that could be funny, but you definitely, you know, for a marketing company to make a comedy, you know, a lot of these people try to make it. I remember this thing is, you know, try to set, for example, something as fun as life insurance. I mean, you're not going to make a comedy video about it. So if you're trying to make a comedy video about life insurance, my advice is don't. And yeah, the last one I didn't even notice it was here was product reviews and unboxing. Yeah, so how to DIY and product reviews and unboxing is right there. I just didn't notice it. I know I mentioned it. I already talked about that. So yeah, those are big ones. But the popular marketing videos for marketing any kind of products and everything is product demos and tutorials, like how to do this, how to, it basically falls into the category how to, but tutorials is a little different because it just shows you, like, for example, you have an app that you're trying to sell. Well, okay, this is where you click, this is where, you know, so you want to have a video. People, I think today, even when I look at like what working with Canva, I want to see something like, oh, where did I put this, whatever. Yeah, the first thing that jumps up is a video. And it also has tag where it's like, it's a 5-minute video, but the question, the answer to the question you asked is at 1.39, you know, 1 minute and 39 seconds to whatever, 2:30. So the video starts right there. So you want to do product demos and tutorials, definitely. Testimonials, I mean, those are huge. Testimonials, if you can get a testimonial video for your business, awesome. Brand stories and behind the scenes footage. Yeah, people always want to look under the lid. What's cooking in the kitchen? You know, like you're cooking the dinner and people coming in like, oh, yeah, it smells good. Yeah, well, that's what they want to see in the company that they're going to be working with as well. They just want to look under the lid. Animated explainers and whiteboard videos. Yeah, we actually have. If you look at Glomer Productions, our YouTube channel, you're going to see a lot of animated explainer videos and talk about some of the stuff we talk about, but we put it into an animated form. And then live streaming webinars. Yes, those are still popular. People say they're on a decline, but we're still getting good results. I mean, just look at the registrations. They're rising, growing. We talk every week. We give some information and stuff. The thing is I just this week, just a couple of days ago, I tried to use R1 AI. Hour one, I think it was, yeah, and you know, and that's good for like classroom stuff, type of studio things, where you just type out a text, and the AI would generate a character that looks human. It's not like a cartoon character; it's a human character, a avatar, and it talks and it says the language. It's got very good language expression. You know, not like me here now, but yeah, you know, I was thinking about using that for just testing it out. And I was just like, test it. I was like, yeah, the guy is good. It looks great somewhat, but the lip sync thing does not work really. And what also doesn't work is the monotonous, boring level. Like you're trying to change up like I'm doing now. I just change my voice a little bit to make it a little bit more exciting. But the guy just talks like, well, you know, and this is the next part. And this, if you want this and do it. Not that much fun. So don't use AI for that. It's still live streams and webinars are still good, but not AI generated. Now, how do you optimize the video? Well, you optimize it by using descriptive keyword-rich titles and descriptions. But that means you always want to have a punchline. You want the keywords to be in the title, what that video is about. So use it for hashtags and stuff like that. You need to, when you create the video, you need to add relevant tags and categories to your videos. You need to categorize them so that search engines can better find what they're looking for. Creating and engaging thumbnails that encourage viewers to click through. That's always a good one. Something that we are not really involved in. We have not done that much, but yeah, it's very popular with influencers. When we're not influencers, we're just trying to get information out there. So if we want to try to be more into the influencer market, yeah, we'll get into it, and then you're gonna be like, come to our webinar, we're gonna have fun, yeah. So anyway, but yeah, we're more boring info to help you grow your business type stuff. Incorporating subtitles and closed captions to make your content more accessible. That's something with the ADA we talked about last week in a webinar. Basically, you want any image in every video to be CC'd. Some platforms do it for you, others don't, but it's always good to accompany it. And then the one thing is you always want to have on YouTube, you want to have a transcript right under the video, again, for indexing, for search engines and stuff like that. And then when you want to have a successful YouTube channel or something, or anywhere you're going to put it, always answer, always react, always comment, encourage people, tell them, like I'm telling you now, comment anything you like here, comment, ask a question, comment. We'll always reply. That's the other thing is people comment on your video or your content, always comment back. Always say at least a thank you or answer the question. In reality, God forbid, you would actually provide some information that's useful. But yeah, you got to do that. Just don't post a video and leave it alone. Comment on it, help people comment, tell them, like, share, interact. That's social media. It's about interaction. So you got to interact. And you're going to see huge growth. Voice search optimization. There's not much to say about this. Only I just wanted to bring it up because voice search is changing the way people interact with technology and access information. According to a study by Adobe Analytics, more than half of the adults used a voice search in their life. It's more like 62%, I remember, but I just didn't want to put it in there because they could change from like person to person, and month to month. But the interesting statistic is, as of June 22nd, 35% of households own a smart speaker. On a positive note, that's great. And it's also, I'm happy that it's so low still. It's a personal thing, but we're not coming up to 1984 where we all have personal screens and we all have our friends, eavesdropping on us from who knows where. But no, people have it at home. It's great devices, definitely a good aid. And because there's such a penetration of these, whatever content you do, whatever keywords you look for, make sure they're a lot of times in the form of a question. People still from the old school kind of stuff, like, oh, you need keywords, life insurance. No, that's not what they're going to say, listen, Alexa, life insurance. No, they're going to say, listen, Alexa, let me know what's the cheapest life insurance. What's the best provider? What's the most secure? So it's a lot of it, the voice search optimization has to do a lot of questions. Questions you would ask because other people will ask it as well. There's tools that we mentioned that do tell you what kind of questions people ask, but don't forget, people don't access your website only from their mobile phone or from typing to Google search query. They actually talk to their speaker. And yes, that is a search query. That question is a search query. And if it's asked, Google is going to respond to that. And it's going to look for something that most closely resembles that question. So if you're only thinking about text questions, don't. There could also be not just the keywords, but it could be a key sentence, key question, keyword question, whatever. I mean, you get my point. Interactive content. Well, again, it's nothing too long, but try to do quizzes relevant to your audience, short and sweet, and give immediate feedback. Don't tell them, we'll get back to you in a month or two. No, quizzes work. There's a nice little, it's just a few ideas of interactive content other than what we've been talking about. Give people something to talk about, something to interact, some fun stuff from it. Make, at the bottom, it's like, it's all about, like, if you want to keep your customers, you got on your website, they got to feel good about it. If you want to share, it's like, oh yeah, that was really fun. I saw that the other day, and they asked me these questions, and I want to a $5 gift card, blah, blah. But yeah, short and sweet, immediate feedback. Those are the big things for quizzes. Then you got surveys. Keep them short, ask open-ended questions, and offer an incentive. Meaning, yeah, this is what we're offering. And, like, for example, Subway. Thank you for visiting us, and, answer the survey. And when you answer it, we'll give you a sweet reward. It's always a cookie, but now they don't even tell you cookies. Like, the reward's going to be sweet. But it's an interesting way to interact, get people to come back, to remember you, to share with other people. Listen, this was really fun. This is something that I've done. I've been working with them, and it's all good. So, and I've been coming back to that restaurant, for example, or, Subway. Gamification, make it fun, provide rewards, and create a leaderboard. Like, if you have people coming back to your website for information and stuff, I'm just looking at Bing, for example. They have this thing where you collect the points for every time you click and visit, and then you get, again, a $5 Amazon card or something. It's an affiliate program that, Amazon will gladly work with you on this, and because it gets them customers, and it gets, ask a lot of questions about Amazon, and they'll give you a $5 gift card, and you all make money. It's just what it is. But it's got to be fun. If it's fun for the people, they'll come back. So keep your customers by making the interaction with them feel good. Interaction with feel good content. And a conclusion, the year of AI 2023. As I said, this is what we talked about. We could spend hours and years on just the year of AI, because that's all we're going to be hearing more and more and more. We have not even scratched the scratch of the surface yet on AI. You're going to see some mind-blowing stuff before the end of the year. Well, we got to kind of try to explain to you to understand how influencer marketing works. So influencers, talked about that. We talked about how to create engaging video marketing campaigns. I hope you got a better understanding of that. And then we talked about optimizing for voice search. Don't forget that on your website, so on your whatever content you create. And then add interactive content. I mentioned just 3 topics. There's plenty of other ones, free downloads, free, stuff, information, help, whatever. I mean, interact. That's what it's about. So if you have any questions about any of these points, feel free, reach out. We're right now running on Global Productions YouTube, Facebook, NC Web Dev, but our main focus right now is still LinkedIn. So reach out to us, send a message, send an email if you have any questions. And thank you for attending today, and see you next week with a very interesting guest. I'm going to be talking about business coaching. The guy wrote 3 books. Make sure you check it out because it's going to be big. Have a good day. Bye-bye.